And hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Good evening. Yes, good evening, everyone. We have already a full. We have already a full. Or we have 6 listeners online, so that's pretty good so far. And so now, because Rachel's not online, she's not going to join us. I have to throw my whole breakout because it's not fair to Rachel if she's not part of this conversation. But I was going to talk about, according to the family channel on the family chat, Rachel ran into an old friend in Rochester this morning, or whenever it was, and probably only one of you probably would know who that is. And so I didn't really want to, without proper context, I really didn't want to get into this conversation because it's not fair to Rachel if. Let me just say this. It's really not fair if Rachel can't chime in and provide some context. So I think we will move that for another. I think we'll move that for next show. But this will be a perfect opportunity. You can't see this, but here I'm wearing the. This is the Orange Central shirt. Orange Central, if you don't know what that is, that's where all the alumni come back, or they invite the alumni. They invite the alumni to come back to Syracuse University, and they have all different types of activities. And we'll see the pictures. We'll see the pictures later, but I'll just start off by saying I'm glad that I got to go. I get to go every year and participate in all these different things. Go back and live my days on the SU campus, especially now since I'm not there every day. I used to work at the university, but ever since I took my new job, which is essentially going around doing different types of IT, I don't really spend much time up at the SU campus anymore, and therefore I don't really get the exposure or the experiences of going around different buildings on campus. And it was pretty good. Myself and my friend Matt went, and I know Elizabeth is Elizabeth is also an alum of Syracuse University. She has been up there during Orange Central, and it's really what I think is. It's really a blessing to come back, not just to see the campus, not just to see the physical structures, but also the people that I haven't seen in a while. And so we'll see. We'll show you pictures in the show and tell segment coming up. And today was only day 2. It actually started on Friday, and I actually went up to do a flight simulator, which was pretty cool. And I've never, because what you do is imagine you're putting VR. They actually put VR goggles on you, and you're completely immersed into it, and it feels like you're actually flying up. I know I have Flight Simulator here, but this one feels like you're flying. So I look forward to that. And then today was the big thing. We had a breakfast, we had a tailgate, but the big event was the football game, and that was quite a football game. If you haven't watched that football game, I'll recap it quickly for you. So we were down, I think 21. We were down 14-3 at half, and then somewhere in the beginning of the third quarter, it was 21-3. But then the fourth quarter, we rallied and we came back and we won. we scored uh, 14-31. We scored 31 unanswered points to come back and win the game in overtime. So that was quite a feat. And SU football is supposed to be really good this year, especially with the new quarterback in Kyle McCord and Fran Brown. And we won a bowl. We didn't win a bowl game, but we won 6 games, so that makes us bowl eligible this year. So now we can say that we get to go to a bowl game this year, and I'm sure all the alumni at home who went were very pleased to get this win. And the season's not done. And I know we have some tough games on the schedule, but I think we could see at least 8 wins, hopefully some more. I'm just hoping we get as much success as we can out of the new head coach and out of the new football, essentially the new football team that we have. So we're going to come back, and then we're going to do the show and tell. So please stay tuned, and we'll have more. We'll have the show and tell segment next. And as promised, we have the show and tell segment coming up. So, what I'm going to show you is pictures of my friend Matt and I at the Orange Central. And what you're seeing here first is the area where we checked in. And usually, the area where you check in has this balloon-filled display, as you can see, of behind you. There were also signs that you could hold up. We didn't do that, and I'm very, and I look forward to this every year. Not just myself, but to bring Matt along and to show him a big part of my experience and where he went to school after OCC. Because we met at OCC and then we parted ways. Matt went up to Oswego. I went to SU. So, and he's very fortunate to take part in this experience. So now this is us at the tailgate. So we have the Orange Central tailgate is before the game, and this is at the Dome just after the big win. Syracuse came back 31 to 28, I believe was the final score, and it took overtime to do it. Also, yes, it took overtime to do it to come. I mean, if you weren't in the Dome, it was electric. You missed out on a great game. Yes, 38 to 31, the final score. Syracuse makes a rally in the fourth quarter after being down, I think, just 14 to 3. 14 to 3 at halftime, and then 21 to 3 in the third quarter. Syracuse rallies a comeback to win in overtime. Again, 31 to 38. Now we are also bowl eligible. We get to go to a bowl game, and it was just one for the books. Here we are at this new place that just opened up in the former Starbucks. This is College Town Bagels. I believe they're based out of Ithaca. And as you can see, his name is Seltzer. So, and I had a drink of Seltzer. So, and we always have a running joke: you are what you drink. So, I thought that was funny to take that picture. This is me outside of Watson Hall. That's where if you don't know where Watson Hall is, that's where Citrus TV and ZA9 are. And this is me in front of the new College Town Bagels. And it was pretty good in there. I believe I had they called it the Cuban sandwich. And on the bagel, and it was pretty good. Oh, I'm sorry if you're getting a lot of echo. How's it now? I apologize if you're getting a lot of echo. If you're hearing a lot of echo, I apologize. How's it now? Is the echo gone, or are you still getting a lot of echo? I apologize. Is the echo gone? Please tell me, is the echo gone, or are you still getting some echo? I'll try to adjust things here. Is it better? Again, are you still getting echo? Are you still getting echo, or is it pretty much gone? Okay, Mom says no echo. What about on your end? Runkle, are you still getting echo? Are you still getting echo, or uh, anyone else still having echo? Okay, I don't know. I don't know where you got the echo from, but I'm glad that it's better. And I apologize for you getting echo. I'm sorry. So we'll be definitely going back. And for anybody who's familiar with the SU campus, this was the former Starbucks. This is where Starbucks used to be on Marshall Street. So, Elizabeth, if you remember where the Starbucks was, if you know what I'm talking about, that's this is it's now College Town Bagels. And there, what you don't see, there have been a lot of shops that have moved in, a lot of closings and openings on Marshall Street for sure. For example, there was one store, Shirt World, that has recently closed, and a lot of new places, that were there that weren't there when I was there, and there's a lot of old places that have since closed. Like for example, we had a Jimmy John's, and I used to love going to Jimmy John's. That's now closed. That's been closed for about 2 years. And there was another place that's since closed. So it's been changing landscape for sure up there. Popeyes is there. It's changed. I'll tell you that much. It's changed. Well, that okay. We're gonna take another break and we're gonna come back. Uh, do something. I'm sure. I don't know what. It's almost bumper to dump it. It's almost bump it or dump it time. So, and tonight we're actually going to do a flashback. Yes, tonight we're going to do a throwback bumper to dump it. So be on the lookout for that and more coming up. And more coming up right here on the Weekend Party. You're listening to Forever Living Radio. Yeah, so we didn't really talk about it last show. I just wondered how everybody's Halloween went. Did you get a lot? Did you pass out a lot of candy? Did you pass out any candy at all? Did you dress up? I know I saw on the Family Channel. Elizabeth tried to. Let me go back and take a look here, but oh, I remember. Oh yes, she shared some interesting pictures of how she and Alex were something. Looks like Elizabeth looks like Little Red Riding Hood here, and then Audrey was going to be the wolf or something like that, and baby baby wolf. Not she's not being not doing a good job of being scary, and then it looks like we have a pumpkin on top of a fire hydrant, and so, and I know I have a lot of memories of Halloween, especially when I would go and get candy, and then I would be the only one to count it and then org it and then categorize it by the types of brands. That was something I used to do, and I would get really technical there because Hershey's, for example, makes. Yep, Hershey's, for example, doesn't make just Hershey bars. They also make Reese's, and they also make Kit Kat, and and then Mars, the Mars brand. They're the ones behind M&M's, Three Musketeers, and yes, M&M's and Three Musketeers and Milky Way and all types of things. So I don't know where that came from. I think I did it, I want to say, in the 90s. Yes, I did do it in the 90s, and then it just caught on. I mean, that's just as fun as going out trick or treating. We had some pretty innovative costumes back in the day. If I could just go to the memory video really quick. Let's see. And I show these almost every year. And we would also, I remember we would also enter the Memorial Day parade, and now looking at it, it's kind of bittersweet. Like we have these costumes, and then take a. Oops, you can't see it. I'm just showing you my face. Oops, you can't see it. Here we go. Let me go back here. Yep, we got milk, and then this was me as the Weather Channel, and then the next year we built a whole TV set based on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. So that was pretty cool. This was us as the Optimists, and we would have a theme of, and I was the space shuttle. This was 2001. I was the space shuttle. Rachel was Miss Congeniality, and I can't really see what Elizabeth was that year. Uh, Here we are as this is Elizabeth and I as Bob Kirk and Norma Goodman. So, and again, yes, we would enter the Halloween parade. We would enter the Halloween parade every year, and we mostly got first or third. We won pretty much every year. Our costumes were, yes, allergy-free products such as fruit snacks that meet the requirements to be gluten, nut, dairy, sesame, and egg. That's a smart idea because People who are gluten free or have some sort of allergies may not be able to eat regular candy, so that's pretty cool. That's pretty good. But anyway, to finish my story, now this is kind of sad, and it's sad because I'll get into that later. But the Halloween parade, we won almost every. Our costumes were so creative and innovative that we won almost every single contest, or we won almost every single year. Let me go see. I think I still have the trophies. Let me go see if I can pull the trophies out of the closet. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. I found three, and I have several more. I think this was the last year that we won, or this was the last year that we entered. Uh, 2004. How you can't really see that, but it says Baldwinsville Optimist Club 2004 Halloween Parade. We got second place. We were the marching bees that year. Can't really see. Yes, this one says Baldwinsville Optimist Club 2002 Halloween Parade. So we didn't win. We didn't win every year, but we got second place. These are all second place ones. And this one is second place. So we at least placed every year. Yes, that was the goal. So as you can see, here, can't really see. You can't really see, but so we placed. Yes, we placed every year, and I have more in the closet, not just these. Okay. Yes, and I have more. Yes, and there's more where that came from. I think I have almost every single year's going all the way back to 1994. Uh, yes, family costumes that were homemade for kids would make it at home to represent local themes. Yeah, we were trying to go. We were trying to go with local themes, like the other ones were two towns, one community. Because Lysander, Baldwinsville is actually split into two towns, the town of Lysander and town of Van Buren. To answer your question about the World Series, I was really sad that the Dodgers won. I was really sad that the Dodgers won it. I thought the Yankees would rally back. As a matter of fact, I remember seeing the Game 5, and I thought New York had it in the bag. They were up 5-0, but then I just fell asleep before the Dodgers came back and retook the lead. That was awful. I'm sorry, I think that was the worst game of baseball that I've seen. And because I thought we had it in the bag, I really did. But then New York made some defensive errors, and the Dodgers just came back and won it. Oh, before we go any further, did you all hear about how Mom is technically in the running for the Van Buren Town Supervisor? I'm not making that up. Mom is actually running for Van Buren Town Supervisor. Her article came out this week, actually. Let me just see where I can find it. She sent it to us. Here we go. Yes. In the local newspaper. Yes, in the local newspaper. We were actually talking about this when Shane and Chad were here last week. So, technically, voters in the town of Van Buren. Yes, voters in the town of Van Buren, I believe they can choose between the current supervisor, Wendy, so they have their choice of Wendy Vanderwater, who is a Republican, and Mom for Van Buren Town Supervisor. And I remember she told the story of how she just answered the questions because if she didn't, then the paper would write bad things about her or something. And again, she is the Democratic chair for the town of Van Buren, and because she is the chair of the town, the chair of the town of Van Buren Democratic Committee, somebody must have pushed her to run for town supervisor. She wanted to run for a position on the town board, but not necessarily supervisor. So, if you're in the town of Van Buren, you can vote for her technically to be on the ballot. So that's a pretty big accomplishment. I'm curious to see how many voters actually vote for her. She has done no campaigning. She has done no. There are no signs in her name. I mean, when I found out, this was pretty big news. And we'll see how many people vote. We'll see how many people vote for her next week. So I'll obviously have a report for you next week. But this is the first time we've had somebody running for elected office in our family. So I'm curious. I'll be watching, and we'll see next week if she's voted in on the town board. voted into the town supervisor's office. So I thought that would be interesting to share with all of you. And again, we'll see what happens. But for now, we're going to take another quick break, and the Bumper to Dump It song, and yes, the Bumper to Dump It songs are coming up next. I know you're asking what happened. Now you can hear me. Sorry, the microphone was muted. I apologize for that. Uh, so it's time for the Bump It or Dump It, and as I said, tonight we have a flashback Bump It or Dump It, featuring the music of Neo. If you remember who Neo is, he's an R&B singer from back in the day. Coming up, I think he came up. He's came out with some new stuff. We're going to feature four of his songs. The first one is Closer. So I'm trying to pick four of his bigger hits. I tried to find four of his bigger hits to play. So up first is Closer. I think that's one of his biggest hits. And so I'm curious to know what you think of this music. And so vote away. Please enjoy Closer by Neo. And we'll talk about next. Honestly, I was not surprised by the results here. Most of everybody bumped the first one closer, which was his biggest hit, and we got mixed results on the other three, which is I'm not surprised by that because Closer was his biggest hit. So yes, good night, Laura Wolfter. Laura, we'll see you next week. So I'm really not surprised by that. We're gonna close the show with his more recent hit. This was his collaboration with Neo and Afrojack and DJ Butter on "To the Moon." And I hope everybody has a good night. Well, Mazel Tov. I'm signing off, and everyone stay forever living. We'll be back same time next week, and thank you all for tuning in.